It's Marianne Richmond, and I am back for week 3 of the Creative Corner. Just a little recap for those of you who have or have not been with us. Week 1, we did I Love You So Much. And then last week, we talked all about courage with Be Brave, Little One. And today, we are doing Hooray for You, which is a celebration of you-ness, which is kind of a strange word that I just made up. And it's a celebration of all the special things that make us exactly who we are. Before I launch into what we're going to be doing today, I just wanted to say a special thank you once again to the University of Denver Libraries and the Graduate School of Professional Psychology. They are the ones who are bringing this program to you. I was fortunate enough to actually go out there in person last fall and do some school visits and speak at the university. And then when the world seemed to shut down, we decided to collaborate on bringing some reading and art directly to you in your kitchens and living rooms and wherever else you are. So, as I mentioned, today we're going to be doing Hooray for You, which is a celebration of all the things that make each of us special. So when we were first born and we took our first breath, we came into the world with all these things already inside of us, our gifts and talents and characteristics that make us exactly who we are. And so just like last week, I'm going to start with our art project. We'll get started on that. Then we'll jump over and read, and then we will finish doing some creative stuff. So our project today is we're going to do lunch bag self-portraits. And a self-portrait is basically a picture of ourselves. And you can just make that up out of your brain, or if you want, even grab a mirror in case you want to look at yourself. Or you could look at your mom and do a picture of her, or your dad, or a brother or sister if you want to actually do a portrait of them. But we're going to use a lunch bag for this one. If you don't have a brown lunch bag, no problem, because this is all about using whatever we have at our houses. And so you can just draw, right on a white piece of paper, or if you had a chance to download our activity kit, there is a special page in there where you can do the self-portrait right in the middle of that. And I actually added a little planet at the bottom that says, I am out of this world. And you can put your cute face right in the middle of that. But since I have a lunch bag, because I'm not making many lunches right now because my kids are home from school too, I'm going to do my self-portrait right on this bag. And the idea is that you want the opening of your bag at the top of your portrait. And once again, you can use whatever materials you have on hand. So you can use markers or paints or crayons or pencil, whatever you'd like to draw with. And I think I'm going to use my markers today. So this is one that I actually completed the other day. There I am. And so I think for right now, I'm going to do one for my husband. I'm going to make a portrait of him. So I'm going to make a big face and his neck like that. And then I'm going to switch colors here. And I'm going to put him in a blue t-shirt. Just like so. And then I'm going to give him some hair. And he has kind of dark hair, so I'm going to use my black marker. And I'm going to give him a nice haircut there. Oh, I forgot to give him ears. He does need ears, right? That looks a little silly. How's he going to be able to hear? Like so. Coming along. And then, see, I need some eyes. So he has brown eyes. And I'm going to give him a big smile. Oh, and a nose. So just like so. So there's my portrait. And if you want to combine things, So maybe add some colored pencil with your markers. So maybe you color your shirt in with markers, you know, something like that. You can mix up your art supplies that you create with. Or maybe you want to open some of your watercolor paints and add in a painted background. The idea is that you get to make it whatever you would like. And I know one artist we have out there, Keely. I'm going to ask her to show her progress up there.
Show your self-portrait.
Oh, turn it around. Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. I love it.
Thomas, do you want to show your bag?
You want to show
your bag?
Oh, that's perfect. Wonderful.
I think we're going to go get our watercolors next and fill it in.
Okay. So that's where I'm at right now, is with mine. Now you can keep working on these. I'm just going to open mine to dry, and you're going to see why I've opened that in a little while. I'm going to come back to these portraits after I get done reading our book today. So I'm going to set that aside next to me. So there's my husband and I sit next to each other. And now, time for a story. So Hooray for You, a celebration of you-ness. Now the reason I wrote this book, and I wrote this book quite a while ago, but I started to think about, I asked myself the question, why do we love the people we do? Why do we love them? So I'm going to ask you out there to think of someone really special in your life right now. Close your eyes and get that person in your brain. Could be someone in your family, could be a special friend. And I want you to type in the chat, if you would. I want to hear from 2 or 3 people to tell me why they love that person they do. What is it about them that you find so likable? Could be their sense of humor, the way they make you laugh. Could be they're nice, they're friendly. I would love to hear from 1 or 2 people. Sawyer says, you, Mom, because, what does this rest say? Can you read that, Claire?
Yeah, Sawyer says, you, Mom, because you're a great mom.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I didn't realize I had to click on my chat. Because you're a great mom. Well, Sawyer, what makes your mom so great? Can you tell me something specific? Oh, and then Wendy said, my little sister, because she's sweet and kind. I love that. And then we have my friend Chloe, because she's nice and fun to play with. And Nancy loves her Aunt Laura because she sent an Easter egg hunt. Oh, what a thoughtful thing to do. So all those examples that you just gave me, kindness, sweetness, thoughtfulness. Oh, because my mom takes care of me. Thank you. That's all part of someone's you-ness. Those are all the traits that make them exactly who they are. And those are the things that we love about each other. Oh, and Lindsay said my mom because she's a good teacher. So being a good teacher is part of her mom's you-ness. And we have it too. It's almost like we came into the world like a recipe. And a little bit of kindness, and a little bit of funny, and a little bit of thoughtfulness, and then maybe we're good at piano or soccer, and that's all part of our you-ness too. And these are the things that we share with each other. That's how we can make a difference in people's lives, is by sharing our you-ness with each other. So that is what Hooray for You is about, is celebrating and recognizing our you-ness. All right, my pages are sticking together. All right. For quite a long time, the world saved a place. Millions were born, yet none filled your space. Until the second of a minute of one special day, you took your first breath and the world said, hooray. Well, perfectly timed, not 1 minute more, you suddenly were where you were not before. But planning preceded your earthly debut as all was completed in the you-ness of you. You-ness, you ask? Well, quite hard to describe. It's your style of being. It's your rhythm, your vibe. It's the grand sum of you that sets you apart, your body and brains, plus your spirit and heart. Isn't it something that your wonderful face is not like another in the whole human race? Your smile curves up just so when you laugh or act silly or tell jokes that you know. And the body you live in can just dance and play with custom-built parts that move your own way. Even your hair, be it black, brown, or red, does its own thing on top of your head. And your certain good looks are just one teensy part of the you-ness galore of your mind and your heart. This is the essence of what you're about, the true who of you, within and throughout. For instance, the way your brain likes to think. Well, it just happens, you say, like a sneeze or a blink. It's automatic for sure, but predictable not. No other has your process of thought. You think big ideas and original schemes, and your wide-eyed wishes are your dreamiest dreams. And your feelings, deep down, are colorful creations, a kaleidoscope of moods and emotional sensations. Who else can know your kind of glad, silly, excited, grumpy, or sad? And the cool thing that's true is how you can grow when there's thinking to change or new stuff to know. Boys and girls, you are perfect as you. But my friend, you will see days when delighted is not what you'll be. And you might even think, I'd sure like to be like him, her, or them, any person but me. Then you stop that at once and put gloom on the shelf. You say goodbye, doubt, and hooray, self. Yes, from head to toe tip, you are truly original, a creation in progress, a distinct individual. Look the whole world over and you'll never find a duplicate of you-ness that is your one of a kind. On the day you were born, the world grew by one life with big purpose and much to be done. So look in the mirror and love who you see. Stand tall, smile big, and shout, hooray for me. Hooray for me and hooray for you. And I hope that through that book you heard about all that wonderful you-ness that is a part of each and every one of us. It's all that stuff inside that makes us one of a kind. And that is the next part of our project. If we go back to our lunch bag self-portrait, we are going to fill the inside of our portrait with some of the things that make us individual and unique. So we're going to think about our own you-ness and write it down and drop it inside to help us remember about all those things that make us special. Now, you can also do a portrait of someone else. Like I said, this one was for my husband. So I could actually think of things that I love about him, and I could put those in his. In fact, something you might want to try at home is maybe you make one of these for every person in your family, and they're almost like mailboxes that you could put outside their bedroom door, or maybe in the kitchen. You could line them up, and you could drop little notes in there, little notes of encouragement about, I like you because you're a good teacher, or thank you for making cookies yesterday, or thanks for helping with the dishes. And it can be a way to express our gratitude to someone for their you-ness. So let's do a few of those together for ourselves. So I would love to hear in the chat again. You were commenting before and telling me why you love somebody else. Now I would love to hear from a few of you about what are the things that you really love about your own you-ness. Things that you really love about yourself. Things that you're good at, certain talents you have, or things you can do. For example, and we're just going to write those things on a separate piece of paper like this, or you can do it on a separate lunch bag if you want. And then we can either cut them out or we can actually rip them out of our paper. So, okay, Lindsay says, Sadie likes how she is sometimes nice to her sister. So not always, just sometimes. And Caitlin likes how she's always smiling at her friends. Oh, those are wonderful. So, for example, Caitlin could write friendly on her paper. And she could rip that out. And she could drop that in her bag as part of her you-ness. And Sadie, she might say, nice, just like that, and drop that in her bag. So does anyone else want to share some of the things that they really like about themselves? Because we are all made exactly the way we're supposed to be, 100% one of a kind. I am going to do, let's see, I can write books. That's part of my you-ness. So I'll put that in mind. And then if I wanted to add to my, this is Jim right here, I would say, thank you for always making me coffee. So Jim is really nice because he makes me a cup of coffee every morning. And so I would put that in his. So this is just a nice, easy way to honor ourselves and remind ourselves of, gosh, all the things that we have to offer each other. And even though we can't be, physically seeing each other right now, this is a really great thing to do with just the people in our house. Because I don't know what's going on in your houses, but sometimes after we spend a lot of time with each other, it's like, you're kind of bugging me. And so this is a really nice way to say, oh yeah, there are some things that I really, really appreciate and find special about you. So this is a wonderful exercise for that. One of the other things that is part of the activity kit, if you have a chance to download that from my website, which is just mariannerichmond.com. And I know in the Zoom link that you got at the beginning of today, there was a link to this activity kit. But one of the pages that I made for you is all of these different letters. So I'm going to tell you a little secret about the artwork in Hooray for You. All these letters that are all throughout the book, I painted these out of paper bags. Isn't that crazy? I took a regular old paper bag like this and I colored it with paints. And then I cut out my own letters and I made that alphabet in the book. So you could do that too with your own paper bags. You could color all over your paper bags with markers and paints, just like we did with our scribble hearts a couple weeks ago. And then you could cut shapes and letters out of your paper bag, or you could cut letters right from the ones that I've done for you myself, and you can make posters out of those. So I started one before we came online together, and I cut out all these different letters, and I made a poster that said, "Be kind to everyone." And then I was going to actually add some artwork to that, maybe some flowers or something, and I was going to hang that up in our kitchen. So that's another way that we can just add some positive messages to our house right now, in addition to celebrating each other's newness with our lunch bag portraits. We can also make some inspiring posters too. So I saw that there was another note down there. Oh, Sawyer, he said, I love that I draw. And Sawyer, I would love to see the portrait you did. I know that your mom has my email address, so you can either email it to me, a photo of it, or you can send that to Claire as well. But we love seeing people's artwork that they make, the self-portraits that they're doing. Drawing is so fun, and you are lucky to have such a fun brother. Oh, he has a good sense. Oh, and he is funny. Well, that is perfect to have someone in your life right now who makes you laugh, for sure. Oh, and, okay, I will. Oh, thank you. One of the other parts to my activity kit is I did 2 pages too. This one is all about you, where you can fill in favorite things, like my favorite color is, I love to eat, I'm really good at, I don't like, my brain is super smart about, people count on me for. I love that question. What do people count on me for? Does anyone have an answer for that? So in the family, what do people count on you for? Do they look for you to walk the dog? Do they look for you to make your special recipe? Do they look for you to make you laugh? You know, one of my kids, I have 4 children myself, and I look to each of them for different things. In fact, I just exercised with my daughter this morning. So I looked to her for being a partner to exercise with me. So I love that question here. What do people count on me for? And then the other question I really like is, what can I learn more about? Because part of you-ness is that it can change and grow. So we come into the world with all these traits and gifts and talents just waiting to be born in us. But then we get to learn new things all through our life, either by taking classes online or at school, learning from our friends and family, starting new hobbies, taking up a new sport, and learning and growing our whole entire life. And I think that's one of the blessings about this time we have together right now is we can use this opportunity to learn something new about ourselves and to add to our you-ness during this time. Nancy says, we count on Keely to do her chores and unload the silverware from the dishwasher. Oh my gosh, that dishwasher fills up again and again and again right now. Every day, I think we're unloading and loading that dishwasher. Yeah. So that is what I had for you today, is really honoring ourselves, paying attention to the you-ness that is given to us when we're born, honoring the you-ness in each other. You know, we talk a lot at school about developing empathy. What is it like to walk in someone's shoes? And that's really, another way to say that is really honoring someone else's you-ness. And what can I learn from you? How are you different from me? And that's a good thing. If we all came into the world the exact same way, gosh, that wouldn't be very interesting. Kind of like if there was only one kind of flower in the whole world. That wouldn't be very beautiful. And so we have tulips and daisies and carnations and roses, and together we make a beautiful bouquet. And it's the same with our you-ness, being different and unique and more beautiful together. Oh, thank you. Tracy just thanked me for my you-ness. I will put that in my lunch bag, Tracy. Special note from you. So again, please email me any of your artwork you've done or share it on social media. I'm going to close our time together by just reading that very last page again. On the day you were born, the world grew by one. One life with big purpose and much to be done. So look in the mirror and love who you see. Stand tall, smile big, and shout, hooray for me. Hooray for you. I hope that you will be with me next week, same time, Thursday, gosh, the 7th, that'll be the 23rd, and we are going to be reading I'll Never Let You Go, which is all about Edward the bear and the special blanket he has. And in fact, I would encourage you for that one, if you have any special stuffed animals, a special blanket that you like, to bring them to the Creative Corner. I'm going to invite all of our special people. We have Ellie the elephant, we have Buddy Bear, we have Timothy the blanket, and then we have Carl the bear. So we actually have 2 bears in our family. And so I'm going to bring them all down to hang out next week in the Creative Corner, because we're going to be doing what I'm calling, I think they're called Miss You Bears. And we're going to be drawing bears together. And that's going to be fun too. So anyone have any questions before we say goodbye for this week, or anything that they're wondering about or want to share before we say goodbye? Just wait a few minutes. I don't see any questions. All right, well then on that note, thanks for creating with me this week, and I will hopefully see you next week. Thank you. Bye, everybody.